As the threat of the Magistrate and the Fear State continues to grip Gotham City, the Dark Knight will need to make peace with his old foe, Mayor Nakano. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Detective Comics, issue number 1043, and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join this newest tie-in issue, we see two mook drivers for the Magistrate having themselves a little conversation about cordyceps. Stop me if you've heard this one before. But did you know there's a special type of fungus that takes over an ant's brain and makes them living puppets and then makes their heads explode and then spreads more fungal spores everywhere? Yes, dude, I do, because I'm a massive nerd. I played The Last of Us, and even before that I read the same crazy science article that inspired that game. Now you're probably wondering, what does any of this have to do with the Scarecrow or the Magistrate or Fear State? The answer is nothing. Apparently Fear State is such a thin event. This is one of two times that this story is going to stop completely to try and set up the next story, which is Task Force Z. Now the real story actually begins with Mayor Nakano, who, let's face it, all of this is his fault from the very beginning. He ran on an anti-Batman, anti-vigilante ticket. He kneecapped Gordon and the GCPD, and then the second the going got tough, he handed the keys to the city over to Simon Saint and the Magistrate. Shockingly, it's only now Nakano is starting to get buyer's remorse, figuring that it might have been a bad idea to bring in a corporately backed militia who answers to no one into his city and who now refuses to leave. In fact, the only smart thing Nakano actually seems to do is have his own security detail, knowing full well if he was left alone with the peacekeepers, there's a good chance they would just kill him and get it over with to further strengthen their stranglehold on the city. Strangely enough, though, it seems that Nakano has more than enough enemies to go around, as a red-headed guy in a SWAT uniform opens fire on him in his office. He doesn't say much, though he does wax poetically about ancient Roman Emperor Nero, you know, the guy who fiddled while Rome burned. Now, Nakano is no pushover despite his many other failings. He was a Gotham cop, which means he's hard as nails and more than capable of escaping. Unfortunately, there's a whole other SWAT detail waiting for him downstairs. Now, this is the only place where this story actually begins to kind of get a little interesting. You're figuring if the peacekeepers wanted Nakano dead, they would just do it. They wouldn't do all this kidnapping, song, and dance. Meaning that perhaps this really is some sort of motivated third party looking to make a power play amidst all the chaos of Fear State. Batman rushes on in to make the save. No doubt figuring that if he's going to take down Simon Saint and the Magistrate, it's probably a good idea to get City Hall on his side for a change. This in turn ends up leading to a big car and bike chase throughout the city, wherein Batman shows his amazing driving skills by trying to get his grappling hook to extract Nakano while he's in midair. It's all very, very fast and the furious, but unfortunately this plan doesn't go as Batman had envisioned it, and Nakano actually ends up getting lost. Which is bad for Simon Saint, as they still very much need Nakano right now to keep their hold on the city. Man, these guys are just losing their people all over the place. They lost Peacekeeper 1, now they lost the mayor. Can the Magistrate do anything right? Nakano, as we discover, actually ends up getting washed down river and into some subterranean cave somewhere in Gotham, which is always a bad sign because nothing good ever lives in subterranean caves in Gotham. It's while fumbling around in the dark, Mayor Nakano ends up coming upon some sort of strange ruby red egg sacs complete with horrifying vile parasites in them. Again, what does any of this actually have to do with Scarecrow, the Fear State, and the Magistrate? Nothing at all. It's all window dressing to help promote the next upcoming Task Force Z book, so get ready for that at some point, everybody. And so that was Detective Comics number 1043, everybody, and oh man, does this book feel like a series without a country. It's a tie into a bigger event, setting up another story. And none of it is particularly interesting. I said before, and I'll say it again, but Fear State is just such a paper-thin event, and these tie-ins feel extra superfluous. It's a shame, too, because I think there is a germ of an interesting idea there about Batman having to team up with this politician who has made his life hell for so long now and have the events of Fear State bring them together, maybe help them understand each other better, but nah, that's not happening. Or at least not yet, anyway. I don't think this story is over, and a lot could happen in the next issue, but again, just so much of it does not interest me at this point. The backup, on the other hand, which is an even more direct lead into Task Force Z, is actually a lot more interesting. It focuses on Red Hood, and it also seeks to imply that Mayor Nakano is involved in the dirty dealings there too, which again, so soon after the stuff with Saint and the Magistrate, that just positively obliterates any small amount of sympathy I had left for this guy. What the hell is his problem? Overall, I can really only give this one a 6 out of 10. It looks nice, the car chase was cool, but beyond that, this is not required reading. Not for Detective Comics, not for Fear State, and maybe not even for Task Force Z. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quests. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.